inclusivity to the table. And today I say with pride, we have found that table in the house of the APNU. Put your hands together for the APNU. We did not come for title. We are here 3-4 elections ago. We came again for transformation. And we pledged to put our boots on the ground, our voices in the streets, and our strength in the struggle for the people of Guyana. My brother and sister, we're working together come September 1. And you know what? I have a message, a strong message. I am saying this without apology. The PPP will never ever taste power again. The days of reckless governance, of nepotism, of unchecked exploitation and national resource are numbered, my friend. They're numbered. And the way I look at things, comrades, they may not even make the majority in opposition. They may not even make the majority in opposition. And for the strongest post in the future, let me prophesize. It might be very well be at the Lusitano prison. And that's where they will finally reflect on the damage they have done to this people of this nation, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Aubrey Norton is a special gentleman. And behind him is you people. And we need to make him special. His birthday today is a special day. And because of this day, we're going to go forward. Today, the AMFI formally pledged allegiance. Our membership, our executive, our youth, our grassroots machinery. We are in this fight with all our might. We are ready, we are organized, and we are uncompromising in our commitment to victory come September 1. Victory come September 1. The coalition is just not the strongest it has ever been. It is the most united. That's because of you, my brother and sister. We are a tapestry of communities, religion, ethnicities, woven by a common destiny. Come again, September 1. We're going to celebrate. Let this day go forth from today, that Guyana shall rise again under the APNU. Guyana shall rise again under the APNU. Let this speech and this day echo in history of political rivalry and electoral justice. My friends, make sure on September 1, the night before, pack your bags, do your stuff, take your family, take your neighbors. You need help, call from us. We are there to help. Make sure everybody go to the polling booth. And let me tell you this before I go. I've walked around and I listen. People voting. I never vote, I got vote to win. But I can tell you something. If you throw your vote to win, you are helping your children to damage their future in this country. You don't want that. Encourage everyone. Let me close with this immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King, who once said, and I quote, "The arc of moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. But justice, my friend, doesn't bend itself. It bends because we march, because we fight, and because we vote. And we lead, and we have a good leader, comrades. He will lead us into victory come September 1. To the executive of the APNU, I thank you for welcoming us with open arm and open mind. Comrades, may God bless this coalition. May God bless this country. And may God bless Aubrey Norton. And may Guyana rise again to its fullest potential. Together, we unite and unstoppable. Thank you. Let the campaign begins.
Thank you. Before this man give this speech just now, what I say? What you tell y'all we doing September 1st? What we put in we act September 1st? Let me see the flags. What we put in we act September 1st? After September 1st, there's no more struggling, no more poverty because we getting freedom. So what we put in we act September 1st? I'd like to now call on the Kingdom Liberal Movement to do their presentation. Thank you.
Guyana! Guyana! It's time for us to move forward. It's time for the church to move forward. It's time for the church to stop being silent. We are going to move forward. We want to put God first in Guyana. September coming the 1st. We must stand for APNU. Hallelujah. I am Bishop Hercules. I have been working in this nation over 40 years, putting people first all across this nation. I am not the newcomer. I understand the cries and needs of people. So we are coming now to say to the entire Guyana, joining together with the APNU family. Aubrey Norton. Hallelujah. The church has been silent too long. The church has only been praying and not acting. They have to act now. They have to stand up now. I can guarantee you, we are against wickedness, abominable lifestyle, evil society, and we are going to win. We are going to win. We shall overcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Amen.
Yeah, FBNU. No man. DJ, we started back. It's early. FBNU. Come on, FBNU. I ain't singing Italia. I wait for that one. This DJ really want I sing. FBNU. Let me see the flags. Let me see the flags.
When I'm feeling on that
Daddy weather.
you just make me feel sweet. Ice the cocoa tea, use the sugar,
And together we are complete.
darling. Keep it up. Only you alone come fire back in the soul. Keep it up. And you're telling me I should
And
be
then devil.
fire.
Yeah, DJ. Now we call it. And that's the Muslim man can't dance at all. No, we gotta leave somewhere the place get dark, Keisha. Can't sing about cocoa tea. Can't know what we going on in Guyana. I went to Starbrook. When I see planting, you know how long I planting? When I asked the woman, she said, how you paying? US dollars or Guyana dollars? I said, woman, at this rate I paying in prayers. And can't talking about cocoa tea. We got buy fever grass and wait for it settle. Hey, you know when something sweet it is done quick. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? Good. When APNU was empowered of 5 years, fly out. Oh my, but 2020 to now? Ina move. They say one Guyana. But I check him because some of we seem to be living in a different Guyana. Right? If fairness was rain, some of we won't even get Jew. That is how this place rough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we start off with the speakers. And the first speaker is an astounding young woman, Guyanese woman, patriot, out of Region 9. Like Region 9, not there? You see, that's why I just got about 4 houses. I from Region 2, I got place in Region 4, I got the house in Hopetown. Comrades, coming to the podium is our comrade Shirley Melville. She is a seasoned public servant out of Region 9, a recipient of the Medal of Service under the APNU coalition government. She served as a former member of parliament and a distinguished consul general to Brazil. Her work emphasized cross-border cooperation, cultural exchange, and economic development, particularly for our indigenous and rural communities along the Brazil-Guyana frontier. And they say we not got right people. Comrades, please welcome Comrade Shirley Melville.
If you think I'm foolish, I know nobody playing. I vote in Apnu. No one else but Apnu. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna lose my brain just to please the faction. I vote in Apnu. No one else but Apnu. They tell me, sign here, let me make you a boss. But I see too much people now living at a loss. The use of a check if you can't sleep at night. When you bound to give it back before the morning light. I raise my children with purpose and pride. Not for quick deals and secrets. I had to hide. They could call me stubborn, say I ought to swear. But I know what I stand for come election day. If you think I'm foolish, I nobody playing. I vote in Apnu. No one else but Apnu. You could come with contract.
Hello, everyone, my dear brothers and sisters of Guyana. Okay, I've not been hearing enough noise, you know. Make some noise. Okay. Good afternoon again, my fellow Guyanese. Comrade Leader, Mr. Aubrey Norton, Prime Minister, Ministerial Candidate, Juretta Fernandez, and comrades all. This afternoon is a very special moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we have the man of the moment in the house. We will invite him up. And you also know that today is his birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the next president of the Republic of Guyana, Aubrey Norton.
Happy birthday, happy friend. One more year on them. 1 1 5.
Give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again. Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, I'm a friend. No. One more year on them. No. One life to your car with the till the end. Real from the heart, no pretend. Big birthday, mash. If I ever panic, come big splash. Give thanks for your life. Oh gosh, watch it, they make me go dip in on the stash. Drink and smoke some frost. Put up the sound box. Y'all them up to the max. Everything well, cool and relax. So we send out the location. They are pass back.
Now put the flags in the air for Aubrey. Where? Trump.
Give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again.
And next year will be President Norton. Put him up.
Still a live. So we loving life. It's another year. So we are rejoice. Dear family around, we not paranoid. Gratitude is a must make we build a vibe.
And we welcome Mr. Aubrey Norton. And we invite Comrade Shirley Melville.
Wow, that was good. This afternoon, I'm very honored to be here, to be part of the launch of the campaign rally of my party, no other than the PNCR, who is a member of the coalition Apnu, the next government to lead this country, Guyana, from September the 1st at our general and regional elections. Our country needs us more. And of course, this cannot be done alone. So collectively, we are all going to ensure that come September the 1st, that we are back in government. This afternoon, you will hear from our leader, Mr. Aubrey Norton, and other speakers why September the 1st, you will be voting for the hand in the palm. This afternoon, I'm going to focus on the indigenous citizens of Guyana and who can do it better than an indigenous person who has been walking the walk for 35 years and not just talking the talk. For too long, the disrespect, discrimination, and lack of vision relating to our indigenous people has been taking place. And we are more than fed up. Enough is enough. The Apnu-led government will once again, as it was done in 2015 to 2020, restore freedom of speech. And this, my brothers and sisters, is very important because it's not only in the hinterlands of Guyana, but it is moving to coastal Guyana also. We now have, I would say, Scotch tape. But come September the 1st, if we collectively do not return to government, it's going to be duct tape. The indigenous people citizens are brilliant people who know what is best for them. The Apnu-led government will listen to them. Our citizens will not only sit and listen to the politicians and then not be allowed to ask questions as is done by the PPP government today. This is so logical and still seems to be a difficult lesson to learn, of course, if the PPP does not care. What must be noted is that politics will not play a major role as it is the case now. Which brings me to a burning issue, the National Social Council. Presently, it is a great embarrassment to us. An Apnu-led government would allow people to elect their leaders. The entire operation of the National Social Council will not be controlled by politics. Apart from that, any indigenous persons and others would be able to be present at meetings. The amendment of the Amendment Act will be more inclusive. There will be more consultation with the citizens and it's going to reflect the will of the citizens. Environmental issues will be addressed, along with policies and programs developed by the indigenous citizens that will reflect their concern. Today in Guyana, too many decisions and too much of money is being spent, and there's no vision by the PPP government to ensure that the lives of our indigenous people improves. It is a very top-down process. With the Apnu government, it's going to be bottom-up, where we listen to the people and they will decide what is best for them. The APNU government is a very people-oriented, people-approach government, and it will respect the indigenous citizens' rights, and special emphasis will be on the free, prior, and informed consent, the right to self-determination, land rights, and other rights. It is very clear that the PPP government is not interested in genuinely helping the indigenous citizens to become financially independent. The minister boasts about over 700 projects within the communities. How many of these projects are sustainable and have directly impact the standard of living of our citizens? There is not enough evidence to say that our monies were well spent. Too much of the politics by this government have divided our people, along with failures of many projects. The government of the day cannot be the decision maker in any aspects of community activities. An Apnu-led government will ensure there are sustainable projects in communities in the area of agriculture development, agro-processing, and general enhancement of skills of the people of the communities. There will be provisions for scholarships, both locally and internationally. As we are aware, languages are being lost at a rapid rate globally. This is a very serious concern of our indigenous population. Therefore, there will be a program whereby indigenous languages will continue to be in the educational system. A language program was launched in 2018 in Charlton, South Rupununi, by the APNU AFC government. There will be a program for development of indigenous youth leaders and entrepreneurship. Our indigenous brothers and sisters are doing an excellent job in moving forward and trying to become more involved in the mainstream development of our country. But it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because when they become educated and fully skilled, that's a problem. They're supposed to shut up, as that is the thinking of this government today. In keeping with our people-centered development approach, the Apnu government will be moving towards the indigenous peoples being more included in the mainstream development of our country, which will result in the reduction of the development gap between the hinterland and coastal Guyana. Before I close, I would like to remind our hinterland brothers and sisters, you would be hearing, and it's very popular, oh, the last government did nothing. That is fake. This is the first time in the history of our country that the budget is almost 4 times that we have than it has ever been. This is the first time Guyana is able to gain revenue from one of its natural resources. So it's cheese and chalk. But with the little that was there, the APNUFC was able to do a lot. And they have a vision and they do things in a holistic manner, because they don't wake up today and say, oh, I'll dig a well. No. Data would be collected, research would be done to ensure that it is a well that will serve the people of the hinterland. But it looks like we have to come and dig wells in Georgetown as well, because water is still a problem. Also, you would hear knowledge is power. And indeed, knowledge is power. And for the first time under the Apnu AFC government, the Mirror newspaper was replaced by the internet service in the hinterland. Yes. So there you go. Our citizens in the hinterland was able to see what's happening in our country. So there's no more just reading a piece of paper, the Mirror. Also, the APNU has looked at different ways of communicating with our people. For the first time, there were radio stations. So people were able to communicate across the region, across Guyana. And there were many more in the education. You had free transportation and buses and bicycles. You had two hot meals. You had BBB, the 5 Bs. And of course, that program was abandoned. The taxpayers' money went on because the buses were from the taxpayers' money, because the students never paid. So they were able to have free transportation. Now, suddenly, Columbus arrives. And now, free transportation, buses, bicycles, are being reintroduced by the present government. But time ran out because they were not humble enough to follow the program through. And it's only following the program now because election is nearby. Brothers and sisters, enough is enough. Guyana needs help. We are not a one Guyana. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. And come September the 1st, we go there and we mark our X, no other than the hand with the palm. I thank you. And please, each one of us has the responsibility of talking to another and another and another. Guyana needs us now more than ever. Good night. You feel that?
A new day coming.
Come on, put your hands together again for Miss Melville. Thank you, Miss Melville, for your remarkable presentation. Listen, as said, we got a lot of educated people, and it happens to be that Miss Melville is one of them. So that we get the flags up in the air for her and make some noise. We're making some noise for somebody who has inspired a lot of young women and a lot of young people all over this country. Not only is Miss Melville a role model to her village of Lethem, but she's also an inspiration to many young women and young people all over this country. Now we put hands together again for Miss Melville.
All the youth man say yes, yes to the future, yes to now, yes to it. Be a new time to show how, yes to Juretta, yes to the plan, yes for Guyana.
For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. For Guyana to grow,
PPP must go.
come here, yo. For Guyana to grow,
PPP must go.
they say that they represent Guyana, but when I look at this crowd, the APNU represents Guyana. Because we are family. Yes. You can't get to the old Tuesday. For Guyana to grow. For Guyana to grow.
Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, 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 la, la. Holiday blow, blow, blow.
Let me see it.
Blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow. Oh, we go have a grand time.
All night. You see what the red falling? All night tonight. All
We
week.
have a grand time. All night tonight.
All night till morning.
We go have a fine time all night tonight, all night tonight.
We're going
all
strong.
night tonight. We go have a fine time all night tonight, all night tomorrow night. There we go. Check this, check this, check this, check this, check.
Yeah, yeah.
Check this, check this, check.
Y'all like them thing then, huh? Yeah. We are here today to make our mark and to let the PVP know that their time is coming to an end. The long time done and the short time left. And to my young people, yes, I'm still young. They say that, oh, no matter if we go or don't go, it make no difference in a voting. You can't want to plant orange and reap apple. The whole politics is a customer service job. And it is we who control the government, not the government who control we. And come September 1, we show them how we control the government. We are here today because democracy without fairness is fraud. Because justice delayed is justice denied. And because the people who built this country deserve better. And who else to take to the podium to build on this platform than our next speaker? He is no stranger to us. Whether he talking to you diplomatically or you're getting a political views out, it has been a session on Politics 101. He is a political scientist and academic and an advocate for true democracy. He is a Guyanese freedom fighter, true thought leader, a political crusader whose work span the classroom, the airwaves, and the political front lines. His life mission pushing Guyana toward deeper democracy, justice, and racial reconciliation. Another big word he can't call. What better way to bring him on than by Bob Marley's word? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your mind. Comrades, please welcome Dr. David Hinds.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is on the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's a all that Peter told after story and never been told. So now you see the light. Hey, stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on earth. And now you see the light, you stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up, we can't give up the fight. Stand up for your right. Lord, Lord, get up, stand up, keep on stopping, don't give up the fight.
I build the cabin. I plant the corn. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Now you try to eat out my corn and look me in the face with scorn.
But we come tonight to say never, 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 never. My task tonight is simple. To tell you a few things, clear and straight. The first thing, do not waste your vote. Let me hear you again. One more time. And in case people like it the other way, do not split your vote. Do not split your vote. Do not split your vote. Sisters and brothers, we are marching. We are marching because we have a date on September 1st. We have a date with destiny. The destiny of our country is wrapped up with the outcome of September 1st. We have a date with justice on September 1st. Because justice must come back to this country. And the APNU administration will ensure that justice flows in this country like our great rivers. I want to make a commitment tonight on behalf of the APNU that after September 1st, when we take office, not another mother will cry for her child. Not another mother will cry for her 11-year-old daughter. Extrajudicial killing will be a thing of the past. And we are making fun. We're not making fun. We are serious. Sisters and brothers, your presence here tonight should not have been according to some people. But you have shown your faith. You have shown your faith in the leadership of the APNU. Give yourselves a round. I want to tell you all a secret. I am from Buxton. And where Buxton leads, others follow. But I want to say that I have absolutely no problem. I am very comfortable in following the lead of Aubrey Norton and Juretta Fernandez. Norton is electable because I don't say electable, not because any other person said. And we will together elect him as president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. One of the things that we politicians and political activists are charged with is that we often forget our people when we get elected. I want to make a pledge tonight, and I want you all to know that I'm going to fight bad if it don't happen. I want to make that pledge that when we are elected, we will not forget you all. We will not forget you all. Politics is about service. Serving people like you who come from far and near and come here to big us up. And when we get office, it must be and will be our time to big you all up. And one of the things we will do is that we will tackle poverty. We will tackle poverty. And we will do it in at least two ways. Once we take power, all the workers of this country, we will sit down with your unions and we will bargain with your unions and ensure that every worker gets a living wage in this country. And what I say, we are not going to give you, we are going to restore collective bargaining in this country. We sit with the unions and we decide together. So I want to make that promise. The second thing we will do is that we will ensure that the oil wealth, a percentage of it comes directly to you all. Not $100,000 freak. We will go to Parliament and we will put it in law that a percentage of the oil money will go to every Guyanese. As you all know, the party to which I belong, from as early as 2018, said that by 2025, each Guyanese could be and will be, every family will be entitled to $1 million Guyanese dollars. Professor Clive Thomas, our renowned economist, did the research and said that we are part of a coalition, and so we have to sit down with our coalition partners and come up with the right number, but be assured that every Guyanese family will get cash transfers, not cash grant, cash transfers, and you will get it by law, by law. Sisters and brothers, for too long, our people have had to suffer. We live in a country in which almost 50% of our people are living below the poverty line. According to the big shot people outside, they say 50% of our people are earning less than $5.50 American money. That's 1,100 Guyanese money. We are going to change that. We are going to change that. We will work to wipe poverty off the face of Guyana. Sisters and brothers, I want to reiterate, so I want to remind you all, do not waste your, do not waste, and in case you like the other word, do not split your vote. Do not split. Our first task is to remove the PPP. We have to move them out of the way. The PPP is bad for Guyana. The PPP is blackout. The PPP is extrajudicial killing. The PPP is kidnapping. The PPP is corruption. The PPP is racism. And you all know they don't like me talk about that. But the PPP is taking advantage of all the ethnic groups in this country, including the group that supports them most. And we will put an end to that. This country, Guyana, belongs to all of us. Africans, Indians, Portuguese, indigenous people, Chinese, mixed people. Guyana belongs to us, and we all must benefit from what Guyana has to offer. I want to close by saying to you that you are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are Guyana. And they talk about one Guyana, but they one Guyana leave out you all. And when we talk about one Guyana, we are talking about an equal and equitable Guyana. That's what we are talking about. And so we march in. Tonight, we are ringing the bell. Tonight, we are raising the palm in the air. Put them in the air. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down and where we wept when we remembered Zion. But the wicked carry us away captivity, required from us a song. But how can we sing their wicked song? We are going to change that wicked song into a song of freedom. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Now you take away the corn and look us in the face with scorn. But we have news for you. Your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Exodus, movement of the people. Oh yeah, government had to let me tell you this. Men and people will fight it down. Tell me why. When you see John like they will tell you it's God that's wrong. Everything is alright. So we're gonna walk alright through the roads of creation. Be the generation. Tell me why. Try to break tribulation. Exodus. Alright. Movement of the people. Oh yeah.
For Guyana to grow, for justice to prevail. Comrades, the PPP said they would deliver unity instead of they deliver division. They say it's one Guyana, but it's one set eating, one set watching, and the watching getting hungrier. So when we started earlier, we were introducing some of the coalition members of the party. So I will introduce briefly the National Front Alliance, Mr. Cordell Joseph. Welcome the comrade. Show our love.
Time to rise up, time to move up. Be a new in the place. We put people first. From Essequibo straight to Berries, Guyana people want justice and peace. From quarantine water to Demerara Shore, we tie up promises, we want more. No more lies, no more disguise. guys. It's time for we dreams to realize. We coming strong with people power. APNU hour, this is we hour. APNU. Say people first. We never stop.
Guyana, APNU, let me hear a shout. APNU, let me hear a shout. Good night, good night, good night, good night. All protocols established. I stand here before you tonight, not just as Cordell Anthony Joseph, an educator, a spiritual leader, and a servant of the people, but as the proud leader of the National Front Alliance, an alliance that was founded on the 1st of December 2000, forged from the merger of the Guyana Democratic Party, the National Democratic Movement, and the National Republican Party under the visionary leadership of Mr. Keith Scott. The National Front Alliance was founded on the principle of unity, of progress, and of national development. In 2011, the NFA joined forces with a partnership for national unity, and together with other parties, we made history in 2015. And tonight, we are on the brink of making history again in 2025. September 1st will not just be another election. It will be the day when the people of Guyana will reclaim their voice, their dignity, and their future. The National Front Alliance, not just endorsing APNU, but we are marching shoulder to shoulder in this movement of hope, of courage, and of national transformation. We stand resolute, and I say it again, we stand resolute in support of Mr. Aubrey Norton as the next President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana in 2025. Mr. Norton is a man grounded in grassroots, committed to uplifting people of every walks of life through his people-centered lifestyle and leadership. And tonight, we also stand proudly behind our prime ministerial candidate who will be the next prime minister of Guyana, which will usher in a new leadership, a new type of leadership, a leadership that represents integrity, that represents intelligence and innovation, Ms. Juretta Fernandez. Comrades, this is not a time for division or distraction. This is not a time for division or distraction. This is the hour for unity. It is the hour for justice. And it is the hour for fearless leadership. The NFA remains committed and confident under the leadership of these two people. The APNU will continue to champion equality, will continue to champion transparency, and will drive real development, not those type of development we see. Real development from the coast straight to the hinterland. Let the world hear this. Guyana will not be sold. Guyana will not be silenced. Guyana will rise again under our partnership for national unity. So I call on every youth, on every elder, on every man, on every woman who believes in a better tomorrow. Stand with us, march with us, vote with us. On September 1st, vote APNU, vote for the people, vote for the future, together in purpose, united for progress. God bless APNU, God bless the National Front Alliance, and God bless the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Thank you.
This is jam. This is a soca chaka jam. Man, play the thing now. Come on. That's it, yeah.
So we are a multi-ethnic party. We are a multicultural party. The PPP forgot it was under the founding leader, Mr. Eliphas Barnum, that Hinduism and Christianity was recognized and given national holidays. It was under the same PNC that university education was already free. And you know the funny thing about them, when they go campaigning and they're comparing, they compare themselves to the Apnu coalition from 2015. But apparently they have Dory syndrome because they forgot they were there since 1992. But what has them on their feet is that they were surprised by the amount of things we did in that short period of time without oil money. So that is why now they're trying to show off. But apparently it's a competition for potholes. So comrades, oh yeah, forget about Concussion Road. Or Abortion Lane, how we can call it. Comrades, let's welcome on the stage My Balls, that's a group. Come on, get them. Yeah.
This is jam. This is a super chaka jam. Man, clarity now.
They say two things we don't waste this in Guyana, right? Rum and music.
That is it, yeah. I'm the way Havana, red hot with fever. In
Where's Ganesh?
and they telling me over, telling me over. Hold my big dada.
All right, we welcome another of the coalition members to the stage just to briefly introduce themselves to you. The Legalized Cannabis Guyana, Rasley Hansal.
Tennis grade. Never give no thanks and only my praise. Please. Yeah. What's up, the big ears? Miss I know, man, just I come to you here tonight in the name of the Most High, the Almighty Creator God, Yahuwah Yah, Rastafari. Amen Ra. Because if we do not invoke Almighty God in this struggle, we cannot win. And we, by invoking Almighty God, have won. Good will always conquer evil. The PPPC is the evil empire, and we are representatives of the light and good. And we, I and I, shall free Guyana. I stand there as the representative of Legalized Cannabis Guyana, simply because promises were made and promises were not kept. And so we are here to bring pressure to the people who make promises but do not guarantee any positive results. And being part of the Apnu coalition will guarantee that Rastafari will ensure that promises aren't made, but guarantees are made and guarantees will be kept. I want to big up our prime ministerial candidate, Juretta Fernandez. She's like a breath of fresh air, and I know she will make a difference, because standing by the side of our presidential candidate, Aubrey Norton, she makes him look even better. Yeah. I want to shout out some members and supporters of our party: Patrick Chandaban, Lucian, Olivia Joseph, Deborah Rogers, Matthew Bruce, Akila Rogers, Ras Benji, Ras Paul, Danny Ainsworth, Nigel LaRose, Raul Lucas, and of course our high priest from the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, Tesfa Zion. I and I are part of this fight because I and I must take a stand for righteousness. It is said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all righteousness will be added. The Apnu coalition seeks the kingdom of God first, because we are the God's chosen. Make a differentiation between the PPPC and the Apnu AFC and see who is God and who is the devil. Who is the devil? I Rastafari, no. So, I and I will always stand for righteousness. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, whom I and I declare is a personality, the manifestation of Almighty God, he said, let the hungry be fed, let the naked be clothed, let the sick be nourished, and let the aged be protected. That is what Rastafari stands for. And he also said, let the infants be cared for. And we have seen that in Guyana with this present regime, our infants are in danger. Adriana Young was not protected. Ronaldo Adams was not protected. Fortuné was not protected. Oren Boston was not protected. The Henry boys and all those, Quincy, everybody, all those hundreds of victims of extrajudicial killings. The PPPC will have to stand judgment. And when Rasta helps the Apnu coalition to go into power, it will be a time of judgment condignly. Yeah. A vote for the Apnu coalition is a vote for equal rights and justice. It's a vote
for human rights. It's a vote for equitable distribution of our national patrimony. I want all my Rasta brethren them to know, come off the fence now. Stop being apolitical. The man who we look up to is an emperor. He was head of an empire. He was as political as he could get. It is time for Rastafari to aim high. It is time for Rastafari to rise to the occasion, because the Rastafari vote can make things happen differently. We can tip the scales in the favor of Apnu. Rastafari, rise to the occasion. Jah Rastafari.
Big it up for Mr. Ross Leon Saul.
We must remember Muka. We must remember Hillfoot. We must remember Peter's Hall. And we must remember all the machinations being done to deprive us of our ancestry, our land, our heritage, and our right to be Guyanese. Gaisuko will be a major point for hemp production when we assume government. Sugar done. Hemp and cannabis is in. When the oil done, hemp and cannabis will still be growing. Hemp oil, cannabis oil will give us more money than fossil fuel oil. So I want to say right now, they say I got to wrap up, so I'm going to wrap up. I and I, Rastafari, will stand in defense of our national territory. We said to Maduro, carry a Ras, not a blade of grass, nor a stalk of ganja. Rasta, the lion, will stand with the Apnu coalition and bring victory to Ireland.
Yeah.
Because we say,
Yeah.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody playing. Why voting I'm new? You could come with contract, money and distraction. But I ain't gonna use my life just to please the faction. I voting I'm new. What do we expect? What do we expect? They tell me, sign in. Let me make you a ball.
FDNU!
Who's the devil?
Living at a loss. They use
Who's the devil?
you can't sleep at night.
Oh, no, DJ, let me hear. They got it. Who we voting for? No, we got to make him vote. Who we voting for?
APNU!
Let me just vote.
All right, at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Rivaldo Berbal. We welcome a young man who embodies the energy, commitment, and vision of the next generation of leadership in this party. Help me welcome Mr. Rivaldo Berbal. We can do better than that.
Good evening, Guyana! I want you to be as electrifying as the vibe here tonight. Are you ready for a change? Are you ready for a people-centered government? Are you ready for Aubrey Norton? I'm a young man from Mahaica, and tonight I stand on this stage. No. Okay. Where can I man Mahaica? All right. Tonight I stand on the stage not because of fame, fortune, or politics, but because I believe in something bigger than myself, comrades. I believe in a better Guyana. I believe in a Guyana where we should have leaders that are honest, accountable, and decent. I believe in a Guyana where young people like myself deserve opportunities and not obstacles. I believe that our country must not be divided by race or party, but united by purpose. And that is why I stand with the APNU coalition and I endorse Aubrey Norton to be the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not grow up with power. I did not grow up with political connections. I grew up with values. Values of hard work, honesty, education, and respect. All of which I have seen in Aubrey Norton. Let me tell you something about him. He is not a fly-by-night politician. He is not someone who shows up every 5 years with a smile and a promise. He is a grassroots leader. He is a man who walks the villages, listens to your problems, engages you with respect, and challenges young people like myself to rise, not through handouts, but through education and empowerment. I am a young man who believes where contracts go to friends and families. The rest of us are left begging for a fair share. I say that must stop immediately. We see a country where Indo-Guyanese like myself are told to shut up if we do not support the PPP. I see victimization, I see fear, I see division, and that is not the Guyana we deserve. Let me be clear tonight. I am an Indo-Guyanese, and I stand here unapologetically supporting the APNU. Because this coalition represents all Guyanese, not just one group. This coalition stands for good governance, for accountability, for inclusion, and for a future where no Guyanese is judged by race, religion, or political affiliation. Comrades, let me ask you all a question. Are you better off on the air finale? Farmers, are you better off? Nurses, teachers, young people, are you better off? Exactly. Because the PPP doesn't care about the people. They care about power. They care about photo ops, not policies. They care about enriching themselves, not empowering you. But guess what? A new day is coming. A new Guyana is rising. And with Aubrey Norton and the APNU, we are going to rebuild trust, restore fairness, and reignite hope. Brothers and sisters, I did not come here to tell you what you want to hear. I came here to tell you what you already know in your hearts. You know that our country is broken. You know that corruption is rampant. You know that we need change. And I am here to tell you that change is not only possible, it is coming. But change will only come if we stand together. Africans, Indians, Amerindians, Portuguese, Chinese, all of us, Guyanese. Change will come when we vote not out of fear, but out of hope. When we vote not for race, but for results. When we vote not for handouts, but for honor. I am proud to say that I am part of a new generation of young people who are not afraid to speak out, who are not afraid to stand up, and who are ready to take our country forward. So to all my fellow youths, this is your moment too. Don't let the old ways define your future. Join us, raise your voice. Let's be the generation that ended division and built unity. Let's be the generation that said no to corruption and yes to competence. Let's send a message across this beautiful nation. Guyanese are not for sale. We will not be bullied and we will not be divided. I stand with Aubrey Norton because he is not corrupt. He is not a puppet. He is not a pretender. He is a principled man who understands the struggles of ordinary Guyanese. And tonight, I make a pledge to you, the people of Guyana. I will be a part of this fight for a better Guyana, not just tonight, but every day until we take back our country from the corrupt hands that hold it hostage. Because Guyana belongs to you, the people, not the PPP cabal, not the friends, family, and favorites of Jack Deo and Irfan. So let's rise up, Guyana. Let's rise up with one voice, one movement, one mission to make Guyana what it was always meant to be. A land of justice, prosperity, unity, and pride. Let us rally behind APNU. Let us vote for change. Let us march towards victory on September the 1st, 2025. Thank you, and may God bless all of you. May God bless the APNU coalition, and may God bless Guyana. I thank you all.
APNU More campaign is on the move to every street, every town, every village, every community, every district, every region. APNU More campaign wants you to be a part of this campaign to mobilize, organize, register, educate for general and regional elections. APNU More campaign.
Let me hear it for Beer Ball. I hear you. Waking up, got Harry. Let me hear it for Beer Ball. And that is what the PPP is afraid of. Because when you give young people education, we tell you where to put it. So they like to keep them illiterate so that they, when they say jump, they must say how high. But when you tell we jump, we say, I got one father. When you go and you ask them for a job, they say, who you know? Which big man in high position you know forget walk here? All we can say is God. They say check back. All they can do to us is persecute and they make us punish. And that is why the PPC is a punish poor people children. Yes, Chris. So Christopher will take over to introduce another young man.
No one else but I move. If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody playing.
Thank you very much, Reyes. Square of the revolution, how you feeling? Y'all like the energy? Listen to me, make some noise for Rivaldo Beerball. And you know, Aubrey Norton said to you that he got some secrets in the back pocket. And when he start revealing them, you see persons of the caliber of Rivaldo. And Guyana, when we come around this country, you will see the candidates that will be part of the APNU coalition for these elections. Now, comrades, the young man I want to introduce tonight. The boy and me had a conversation a few days ago, and we were talking about sports. He said to me, he said, Chris, you know what? If corruption was a race, PPP don't win. He said the PPP always talking about development. Yeah, developing high blood pressure. So this youngster just celebrated a birthday. But when you look at him, he look big. but I'll leave it up to him to tell you his age. Ladies and gentlemen, this young man will be the Vice President of Guyana. This young man will take us to the future. This young man will be part of Aubrey Norton's presidency. This young man will be part of Juretta Fernandez prime ministerial presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as we welcome Vice President in waiting, Ganesh Manish
Bringing in the jobs, everybody got to eat. Bills have to pay and the money got to meet. Can't afford to let the hand stay in poverty. APN, you come to change your destiny.
Put your hands in the air. If you're ready for change, put your hands in the air. If you're ready to vote, put your hands in the air. The APNU is here.
We come to bring a better education for the children, them. Better for the promises, they're making them, they're keeping them. Them can't take regimes for betterment and them be killing them. Can't surround with people when them really should be building them.
Put your hands in the air. If you're ready for change, put your hands in the air. If you're ready to vote, put your hands in the air. The APNU is here.
I love my country, but not the PPPC. When I look at this crowd, and I saw a small crowd that Irfan had, and he said he had 10,000. Well, we got to be 50,000 out here. And we have to let him know that we come in strong. And September 1, he better get the hell out of there. This is the most corrupt government our country has ever seen. The most corrupt. And we have to get rid of them. I want to start by first addressing our police officers out here. We have several police officers in blue and black. And I want to tell you, in blue and black, we thank you for your service. We know you stand strong with us. And we have some of them in brown that stands solidly with us too. But September 1st, 2025, after the declaration of the results, and Aubrey Norton is sworn in as president, Clifton Hickens have to go home. Clifton Hickens has to go home. He is an embarrassment to the Guyana police force. He is a failed leader and he is expired. He must go home. The fact that Irfan Ali still has him there is testimony to the fact that they don't want to promote police officers, because he is taking up a space that somebody more competent can very well take. We have to restore the Guyana police force to what it was intended to be: service and protection. And Clifton Hicken has failed and failed miserably. We must not forget, when this regime, after stealing power, came into office, we must remember what they did to citizens at Success on the East Coast.
Let me refresh your memory. You remember how many people suffered because they flooded out their lands? We say no more to the PPPC. We must remember the people at Sarah Johanna on the east bank of Demerara. We must remember the people at Hillfoot, Linden Suicide Highway. And most of all, we must remember the people at Mocha Arcadia. What the People's Progressive Party did to the people of Mocha, we must never forgive them for that. I saw with my naked eyes how that excavator walked through the crowd, demolished buildings, dug holes and buried animals. It was harsh. It was terrible. It was wicked, stink, and dirty. And we cannot have such in our country. We must never forget. We must never forget. Let me tell you something. We must remember. We must remember the Henry Boys. The Henry Boys and Harish Singh. We must remember Quindon Bacchus. We must remember Oren Boston. We must remember Keon Fudgeny from Linden. We must remember Ronaldo Peters. And most of all, we must remember Adriana Young. Children are dying. Mothers are crying. And all the PPP is doing is lying. And we cannot have them there for another term. The choice you have to make, the choice you and I have to make come September 1 is between the palm of the hands and the cup. And I will be voting for the palm of the hand. You don't vote for cup. I will be voting for the palm of the hands. You don't vote for cup. I hope y'all hear me good, you know. Let us kick out the corrupt regime and let us bring in competence. Let us bring in the APNU under our leader, Comrade Aubrey Norton. I want to give some assurances. I want to give some assurances to all the 10 days workers. We know that the People's Progressive Party is instructing you to be a part of their crowd. We know that they're threatening you. And we know that you have to help them build the numbers. Let me tell you, Aubrey Norton has no intentions of firing any 10-day worker. What we will do is expand the program. We will make it more meaningful. We will hire more people. And we will develop a program
to give them the opportunity to advance themselves so that they can become more qualified. They can be involved in technical education, and those who are qualified can even attend the University of Guyana. I want to say to them that in addition to their $40,000, once they are enrolled in a technical institution or the University of Guyana, they will receive an additional $50,000. And as we expand the program to include more people, to hire more people, that opportunity also goes to each and every one of you. It is time to make the small man the real man. I want to say to the small contractors, you have nothing to fear with Aubrey Norton. You will be allowed to continue to work, but you will have to do proper work. And you will have to be administered by competent engineers. And all them slapdash work, you see, it will never happen. Because under the APNU, we will not have pass a bribe here, pass a bribe there. Nothing of the sort. I want to say that under the APNU and Aubrey Compton Norton, there will be no increases in any tax. None whatsoever. We have enough money to deliver to our people. Right now, our country has 4 FPSOs functioning. If y'all don't know what's FPSO, it's them big ship that just draw out the island. 4 we got. And if 4 of them big ship can give you so much money, in the next 2 years, we will have 2 more. And before the 5 years, we will have 10 in total. So if 4 is giving us so much, imagine what 10 gonna give we. And that is why the plan that Aubrey Norton has, the plan that Juretta Fernandez has, the plan that the APNU has, it can be financed by oil alone. And that is why I'm saying to you, we are about putting people first. We are about delivering to the people. For too long, we have allowed the cantankerous Kavakamites. For too long, we have allowed the Nakavakamites to occupy that office, and they have not been delivering to us. It is time that we chase them out. And September 1, we will get rid of them. I want to say that when it comes to tertiary education, it was always the PNC that had it free. The APNU had all intentions of making it free. They run and they did it. I am telling you that we will continue it as free, and every student will also receive $50,000 each. We have the plan to make it work for the ordinary citizens. We began the school feeding program. That school feeding program, you see, Priya gallivanting all over the place, showing off herself like if she bring it into being. No, it was under us in government. The school feeding program began. You know that? You know that? Well, I am here to tell you that when we take back government, it will be 2 hot meals per child. 2 hot meals per child. We also will ensure that every child gets $120,000 per year, and it will be distributed in 2 disbursements. All of these, comrades, all of these are possible because we have more coming on stream. And as we collect more, we will not be engaged in skullduggery like them. We will be giving it out to our people, because making people stronger requires us empowering them. And empowering them means we have to provide the resources to you, the people. Let me tell you something. There is absolutely nothing that the People's Progressive Party can tell us to convince us that they really and truly care for us. If the PPP was doing so well, then so many of you would not have been out here. If they were doing well, so many of you would not have been out here. You are fed up. We are fed up, and it is time to kick them out. So hear me. As I said to you, vote for the PAM. Don't vote fuck up. Vote for the PAM. Don't vote fuck up. On September 1st, 2025, we vote in A, P, N, U. One more time. On September 1st, 2025, we vote in A, P, N, U. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Guyana. And let's have fun in this campaign as we move into government come September 1st. Thank you. Thank you.
Make some noise for Ganesh Mahipal. Y'all hear a little bit of it, right? Y'all see how he's behaving in the parliament? That's why my code name for him is not Mahipal. I say Ganesh Manishpal. So, ladies and gentlemen, we mentioned to you earlier that the APNU has several new candidates that will be part of the coalition's government. So we'll take the opportunity now and invite some of those new and not so new candidates for all to see. The names, you may be familiar with some. Some names will shock you. But in fact, it shouldn't shock you. But as the people in Linden say, you will be shook it. You will be shook it. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a slight background music, the first person, make some noise as we welcome no stranger, Dr. Paul Williams. Make some noise for Dr. Dexter Todd, attorney at law. Make some noise for former Shadow Attorney General, Mr. Roysdale Ford. Make some noise for a young woman, Miss Vanessa Thomas. Make some noise for a young attorney at law. Some people consider this man might get out a jail card because anytime the police turn up by me like how they went by my house, apart from Nigel Hughes, this is the young man that has been in the court with me. He went to the court and get myself and Annette Ferguson out of so many police stories. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome attorney at law, Ronald Daniels. He is not the youngest of the lot, but he is a very young one. Many persons from the University of Guyana and those people active in youth work will know this young man. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for young Eden Corbin. So I'll ask the candidates just to line in front so that we can get a photo up with you guys. But they have another candidate to come. Just a quick line up in front. Come quickly, one line. So comrades, these are some of the candidates awaiting to be extracted to be our next ministers of government, permanent secretaries of the APNU, Aubrey Norton led government. Thank you very much, comrades. So, comrades, we got one more candidate at least for tonight to introduce to you. You know, stranger. Y'all think you know is who? Who you say, Christopher Jones? And who is this candidate? Yeah, sure, y'all know this man? All right, so here we're going to do two things. When I introduce this candidate, I will then give him the microphone because he has something special he wants to do for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as we welcome candidate of the APNU, Mr. Saiku Andros.
Lord of mercy, no, 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 yeah. Well, if my pillow could speak, sing. It would tell you how I weep. My boy, I am a hush it, dash it. APNU, hands up. Run the track, my boy. Say, Lord of mercy. Say we come from far, we come from poverty, but we bless, yeah. Listen, cause if my pillow, come on, I was a bad man, but to Jesus me weep. And if my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile and roll, but and sometimes me never want to wake up, feel like my life a waste. Cause it's like every door me knock on the PPP, slam them in on my face. Sometimes I'm smiling, deep inside my heart I break. But God would never give me more than I can take. Say them a plan, God a wipe out. So we ain't got no more white mouth. Go look at job. Them Jewish stress. To them say we have a get over just listen. Well to the boys I got crime and it no easy. But by the cover and me book them read me. Say no jacket, no tie. APN you sing this one with me. If my come on, it would come on. I was a bad man, but to Jesus. Cause if my pillow could, it would tell you how. Come on, me have a big smile. Hear this one, listen.
Me tell them nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus and me. Nobody knows the pain that I feel. Nobody but my pillow and me. Say my life don't pretty like them cause when I synthesizer. It never easy neither. It never pretty like the girls from Hollywood insider. On them criticizer. Well, my world was a doggy dog. We ain't no facade in a tenement yard. Road never pretty like string pan dog. Every day me wake me say tam. Sing if my come on, it would take. Come on, I was a bad man, but to Jesus me weak. Well, if my pillow, it would tell you, me have a big smile. Last verse. Music. We're skipping the bomb. Say that day. Me giving thanks just to see another day. Phenomenal one. Now me a God man. So at the end of the year, Jesus I did answer. Say beep 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 sing. See later if you love God. Pull it up again. Well song diggly 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 diggly. Ah, Jesus I made and I made that before. If my pillow good, it would tell you. Come on, I was a bad man. But to last time, sing. Cause if my it would come on, me have a big smile. Yeah. APNU. Listen. So just permit me to say this to you. Nothing is given. Whatever you want must be taken. So we have to take government on the 1st of September. And how do we take government? You go back to your communities, you find young people, each one, bring two, one shall chase 1,000, two shall chase 10, and marching forward. Victory, APNU!
Make some noise for Psycho Andrews. Y'all agree with the candidates, right? Y'all like the candidates, right? And you heard the song just now, very appropriate. Because when Jack Dio and Ali talking about development and progress, a lot of Guyanese at night when they sleep, they're saying if the pillow can. Exactly. An appropriate song. So ladies and gentlemen, we're at that point of the program in which the vision will be outlined. And that vision will be outlined by first a sister of the soil, a young woman who's been part of the political dynamics of this country for a number of years. No stranger to politics. And as I mentioned, she hails from a region that I consider has some of the most beautiful women. But to do this introduction, yes, Bartika, I'm talking about you. So to do the introduction this afternoon or this evening, please make some noise as we welcome a young active member of the APNU and a candidate on our list. Make some noise as we welcome Mr. Onyx Duncan.
Come on back, peaceful. Comrades, are you ready? I have the honor of introducing a proud daughter of Bartika. She brings a rare combination of real world experience, principled leadership, and unwavering dedication to Guyana's future. Your PM candidate, an economist, a public administrator, graduate of the University of Guyana, equipped with the expertise to manage Guyana's growth responsibly. 7 years she has spent in the private sector as a general manager in tech, proving she understands job creation, providing she understands job creation and innovation. From Bartika's first town council to parliament,
She has fought for transparency, accountability, and people-centered policies. In Parliament, she has served as Shadow Minister of Finance, holding government spending to account, member of the Public Accounts Committee, demanding answers for taxpayers, member of the Economic Services Committee, shaping policies that grow the economy for all Guyanese. A unifier, a fighter, a leader who listens. For women and families, she champions opportunity, fairness, and real support for working mothers. For indigenous and hinterland communities, she knows your challenges because she has lived them. For the youth, she believes in your potential and will fight for your future. A prime minister who puts Guyana first with integrity, vision, and action. She is ready to lead Guyana forward. Real economic opportunity, not just growth, but shared prosperity. Accountable government where every dollar serves the people. A united future. No region, no community left behind. So tonight, comrades, join me in welcoming your prime ministerial candidate for the APNU Coalition 2025, Miss Juretta Fernandez.
Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling? Calling me to answer, gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, do you hear freedom calling? Calling me to answer, gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home.
That's why I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. All right. Good night, everyone. What a privilege it is to stand here tonight as your prime ministerial candidate. The tides are turning for women in this country, and it is only the beginning. I see my women folk over here from Bartica. I see persons here from South. I see persons here from Denamstel. We are here tonight because we want to say that we are going to stand up and we are going to demand that change is now. This is what we are representing tonight. I have to tell you that growing up in Bartica as a little child, I remember the exact moment that I decided I want to be a part of a political structure and I want to stand up and speak out for my family, for my community, for my country. That time I was just a little child. Guess what? I was seeing the struggles. I was from a working class family like so many of you here tonight. And I decided that enough is enough. Enough of hearing the PPP ministers coming by and telling us all the lofty promises they had. Guess what? From then to now, 28 years they have been in government and nothing has changed. 28 years they have been in government and we still have struggling communities today. 28 years the PPP have been in government, and persons are unemployed and underemployed. We have university graduates that are working in jobs that is far below their qualifications because the government does not plan well. They are not efficient, and they simply do not care. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my task always is to break the policy down. And I want you to stay with me tonight as I break them down. Tonight, I stand here and I am proud to be a part of the APNU coalition. Tonight, I am proud to stand and say that Aubrey Norton has been working to make sure that the policies that are within our manifestos, the policies that we plan to implement after September the 1st are policies that are created to suit you, the people, not to suit us. We are tired of a country in which the government craft policies to suit themselves, their friends, their family, and who? Their favorites. You know it. I am just reinforcing it. We have got to vote them out. I am proud to stand alongside the leadership of Aubrey Norton, a man that has been in politics since 1972. 1972, and they can't find anything to put on him. He is incorruptible. Do you know anybody else like that? Aubrey Norton is incorruptible, and all he has done in 63 years of political life is to make sure that he prepare himself for this moment. He has prepared himself. He has educated himself. He has walked the ground. He has spoken to you. He met you in the bottom house. I have been with him in the rivers. He knows your struggles, and he has crafted policies that will benefit you, the people. This is your time to shine. This is your time to say that enough of the PPP. We will vote them out. I want to go into the policies. Policies are not really exciting usually, but let me tell you this. The policies of the APNU coalition is the most exciting thing about politics in Guyana in 2025. You would hear the other political parties going out, and they're not telling you anything about policies because they have not crafted policies for you. We do not do it like that. The most exciting things we have to tell you is about what we have to do for you, the people. And that is why I am here today. I want to tell you that cost of living is killing us. Do you agree with that? Cost of living is killing us. Every man, woman, and child is facing extreme price increase in the market. But guess what? Guess what? The PPP do not care. Have you ever seen them at your market? They do not visit those markets. They are not concerned. They are not connected to you, the people, because they are busy spending the taxpayers' dollars. They're busy spending the oil resources money. That's what they're doing. Guess how much they have spent so far? I want this to sink into you. From 2020 to now, the PPP has spent almost $5 trillion. I see absolute shock on the faces here right now. From 2020 to now, the PPP has spent almost $5 trillion. And guess what? They go out there. Let me tell you another number. From 2015 to 2019, the coalition barely spent 1.2 trillion within that entire 5-year period. And guess what the PPP do? They go out there and they say, oh, look, we're building this. We're building this road and we're building this building. And the next week, you see the same road being built again because of their incompetence, because of the kleptocracy of the people. Let me tell you what kleptocracy means. Kleptocracy means they got sticky fingers. Kleptocracy means that when they issue a contract for a road, half the money in somebody's pocket. We know these things. These are factual things. We do not have to convince you. This is mere repetition of the facts that you already know as a people. But guess what? Enough is enough, and their time has come to an end, and it is time for us to mobilize, and it is time for us to go out and reach all of the people in our neighborhoods, reach all of the people within the communities that we live in. It is time for us to galvanize our base and say enough is enough as we mobilize and head to the polls come the 1st of September. This is serious business, and we cannot take it lightly. Let me talk to you about our policies. One of the things I love to do is economics, because this is where we decide how the money is spent. We are living in a country in which the money is not being spent on the people. And the APNU coalition, under the stewardship of Aubrey Norton, has decided that it is time that the money is spent on the people. And we have crafted people-centered policies, and we have a people-centered development strategy. And this is what you need to know about it. It is not acceptable today in 2025 in a country with vast resources from oil that our public servants cannot afford to give their families the most basic modern convenience. That is how the PPP has failed the public servants. They have failed the public servants, but it is time for them to go. The APNUAFC administration will fix this atrocity that the PPP has on us. We will, and I'm getting into the excited part now of policy, the APNU coalition government will make sure that public servants are paid 35% salary increase. I want to hear the public servants out there. 35% salary increase. The APNU coalition will increase the income tax threshold to $400,000 a month. Are you with me here tonight? $400,000 a month. Let me tell you what that means. In effect, we will be completely removing the income tax from the working class of this family. This is what a people-centered policy will do. This is what we are guaranteeing you, the people. There is no government that can come to you right now and say it is not achievable, because it is achievable. We have the resources, and we will manage those resources efficiently, and we will make sure that the government takes its hands out of the pockets of the working class. We will not have the working class paying income tax. This is our pledge to you, the people. It is not acceptable that our young people coming out of secondary school and wanting to go and further their education, it is not acceptable that they have to decide on whether or not they go to university or whether or not they go and take a job that is paying them a wage barely enough for them to survive. That is the results of the PPP policy. They have failed our young people, but their time is up. The APNU coalition government will make sure that every young person that wants to pursue a post-secondary education will receive $50,000 every month to cover their basic needs. This is your time. This is your time to thrive, young people. This is your time to thrive, public servants. This is your time. When it comes to our senior citizen. All right, someone here, so let me hear now. When it comes to our senior citizens, we see blatant disregard and disrespect meted out to you, our senior citizens. We see a government with billions of dollars, $1 trillion budget in 2025, had the audacity to give our public servants the most basic, disrespectful increase. We will change that. The APNU coalition will be giving senior citizens pension of $100,000 a month. This is your time. This is your time. When we talk about the people-centered development strategy, we're not playing with our people. We are making sure that the money goes back to you. We are making sure that you benefit more than anyone else. The APNU, she's asking about some more benefits, and I'm going to lay out more benefits to you. They say repetition is good, and I don't want to skip this one, although my colleague touched on it. But it is not acceptable in 2025, where we have school children going to school hungry. Parents finding it difficult to put food on the table for their children. This is a fact. We have had several studies done by international organizations that said people are finding it difficult to put 3 meals on the table for their children. The APNU coalition isn't making this up. These are factual things. How do we fix this? Our people-centered approach, our people-centered development strategy under the leadership of Aubrey Norton has decided that every child born to 18 years old will be given $120,000 a year, every year. We will invest in the people because you, the people, deserve the absolute best. This is your time. This is your time. This is the time for our children to be fed properly. This is our time for our senior citizens to be living comfortable out of poverty and the disrespect they are facing. This is our time for our public servants to be given a livable wage. This is your time, Guyana, each and every one of you. I want to talk about my indigenous brothers and sisters in the hinterland, and this is personal to me. For many years, we hear about the cost of living on the coastland. Persons say the cost of living is so high. Well, let me tell you something. If you think the cost of living high in Georgetown, you try it in the hinterland. If a loaf of bread costs $400 in Georgetown, it costs $1,000 or more in the hinterland. This is factual. We have seen absolutely no government intervention from the PPP administration in fixing these things. But enough is enough. The APNU coalition government will be putting measures in place. One of the most important things for us to remedy is transportation to get to the hinterland. And it is the commitment of the Aubrey Norton administration that we will be building highways to bridge the divide between the coastland and the hinterland. This is the investment we need for our indigenous brothers and sisters. We need to work together. This is our time to make sure that investment reaches all and not just the coastlander. This is our time to unite our country under this people-centered development strategy. This is your time, Guyana. Whose time is it? It is your time to make sure that you benefit from all of these things. As we move on, I will tell you this. Our country has almost 50%, the majority, I would say the majority. Statistically, it's just about 50%, according to the Bureau statistics, but I'm not going to burden you with the stats tonight. The majority of our young people are informally employed. You know what that means? It means that they are working in jobs that does not come under the normal structure. They're not in the public service. They're not going to an office job. We do what we call a hustle. They're hustling, right? They're working hard. They're hustling. They're not begging for anything. They're making sure they go out and work hard. But guess what? They are not catered for when it comes to these so-called development that the government have. When it comes to housing, there is no proper framework that caters for persons that are informally employed. You would know the amount of red tapes you got to go through when you're applying for a house lot. You would know all the documentations they're asking for when you go into the bank if you want a loan or so forth. We will fix that because we have a development strategy that is designed and crafted to make sure we cater for the challenges that you face on a daily basis. It is our commitment. It is the commitment of the Aubrey Norton administration to make sure that every single Guyanese that is looking for home ownership has a clear, direct, and simple pathway into home ownership. We will build tens of thousands of houses and homes for you, our people, because you deserve it and you have demanded it because it is your right. It is unacceptable for you to be paying exorbitant prices for rent. The rental market is out there and the prices is going up because the demand, you want more houses than is available. What has the government done for that? Absolutely nothing. They are walking around saying that they're sharing out house lots. And all of you would know that you put your hand in the bag, you collect the number. You wait a year or two for the call you and show you the spot. Then they take you and they show you a spot, no water, no light. Some of the spot in so much water that is $3 million just to pull it up. It's a swampland you just buy. We will be delivering to you, our people, finished homes because that is what you deserve under our rent-to-own policy that was designed specifically by Aubrey Norton. This is what you call people-centered development. We're not just talking it. It has been planned. That man has been planning for this moment from his very first day in politics. He has been planning, and today it is his time to deliver to his people. And we will support that plan, ladies and gentlemen. It is important for you to know that we need to get our young people out to work. We need to get them out to work. And how do we do that? We are making sure that we will create thousands of jobs through small contracts for road, housing, and community projects. We will get our young people working under an Aubrey Norton administration. We will make sure that major infrastructure projects like the coast to the hinterland highway is done and our people are employed in those jobs. I want to tell you, when it comes to the Gold Scholarship, we will be revamping it to make sure that the program is designed to produce what we call job-ready persons. Persons that come out of those programs should be able to go into a job and be ready for that. And guess what? When it comes to the University of Guyana, if the University of Guyana only know what we have planned for them. The University of Guyana will be treated with the dignity and respect that it deserves. They will be given the support that they have been asking for, because guess what? We have the resources and it is our job to support them. Because when I walk those halls, I am a proud graduate from the University of Guyana. And when I walk those halls back in 2006, and I walk those halls, now it's not much different. Almost $5 trillion later, and the PPP has not done anything much for the University of Guyana. What they have done is created an institution to rival that institution. We will fix that. And the University of Guyana will be the university that we are proud of, a university that has recognition, not just in the Caribbean, but in the entire world. This is our plan for our country. And I want you to know that this is your time. This is your time to benefit from these policy measures. We are not just here to play. We are here to work for you Guyanese. When it comes to corruption, let me talk to you about that a little. The word corruption was banned in the National Assembly. How can a corrupt government tell you you can't go to Parliament and say corrupt? They banned the word corruption because they don't want it in the records. Well, let me put it on public records tonight. The PPP administration is the most corrupt administration, not just in Guyana, in the Caribbean, and I dare say maybe the entire world. The PPP administration have been there. Let me tell you this. I remember when I was in primary school, the PPP ministers came. The same ministers that I see today, they come and they walk through the schools and they say they're going to do this and they're going to do that. Today, I see the same ministers that was there when I was in primary school, still walking through the halls of Parliament deciding what is to be done. Now, if that is not a problem, I don't know what is a problem. If you have persons in place for over 2 decades in the same positions, what do you think will happen? They have institutionalized corruption. It is the way of life. They know nothing else. And we have to change that. That is the fact. My brothers and sisters, do you believe that you've had enough of the PPP? I want to talk to you about some businesses. When we talk about support to businesses, it's a big one, particularly when it comes to large businesses and my personal one, the small business sector. When it comes to the large businesses, we commit to boosting agriculture and mining, because guess what? These are the sectors in which we have a natural advantage. These are the sectors that have been driving our economy before anybody hear of oil and gas. These sectors have been neglected, and we will change that. We will make sure we put measures in place to boost those sectors and get our people to work. When it comes to the banking sector, I know this one may touch some people over there. in the red tent, and I wanted to. The Aubrey Norton administration will establish a development and investment bank to provide easy access to credit for entrepreneurs, because guess what? This is your time. This is your time, Guyana. And small businesses, this one is personal to me. I want to talk to the small business owners. The small and micro business owners, you know, the persons there at the market, the persons there now establishing a small business, a little internet cafe and all of those things. I want to talk to you. Today, under the current administration, in order for you to get a contract, you got to buy it. Isn't that so? You have to buy a contract. All of you that bid for contract know this. You have to go in and you have to pay somebody and they have to pay somebody. And at the end of it, what happened? You barely left with enough money to do the actual project. So the project is done in a substandard way and then it got to be redone again. But most importantly, you have no money left to reinvest in your business, to grow your business. That is a plight of small businesses in Guyana, and we have to fix that. I want to say to you tonight, the small business owners, I see some of you out there right now, that we will more than double the grant and soft loans for startup businesses when we take office after September 1st. Did you hear that? We will almost double, more than double, rather. We will more than double the grants and the soft loans for you while providing support so that your business does not fail. That is how you invest in people-centered development. This is a government in waiting that cares about you. This is your time. This is your time to shine, Guyana. We will also provide affordable training, because I know that a lot of persons out there want to go out and create these businesses, but you don't have the know-how. You have the willpower, but you don't have the know-how. We will fix that. We will go hand in hand because we care about you. I want to tell you that this government is a secretive government. Do you hear me? I passed just 2 days ago when I saw Christopher Ram protesting the government, protesting the office of the Commissioner of Information, because he gives no information. He was planted there to block information from coming to you. We will make sure that information reaches you, the people, because an informed people make informed decisions. This is your time to be informed. We make this commitment to you, Guyana. We will not stand by in the sidelines anymore. We will not stand by whilst the government do what they feel like. We will put a stop to that, and we will put a stop to that on the 4th of September. And I see this in you. I see persons way to the back. And I think this is the time that some media houses should come out and take their photographs. Don't you think? All right. I want to tell you that when we talk about corruption, allow me to just close this file. Thank you. I want to tell you that when I talk about corruption, a lot of persons get ruffled a little, because a lot of persons were affected by corrupt practices. A lot of persons were forced to be engaged in corrupt practices because you had no other choice. You're trying to feed your family, and the government set up a corrupt system. I want to tell you that we acknowledge the public servants, and we admire and commend the public servants that have been fighting to keep our country and our public service above par. We acknowledge the constraints that they have when they are working for ministers that want them to be corrupt, that instructs them to be corrupt. We acknowledge the contractors out there that had to buy a contract here and there. We are telling you that we will make all your lives better, and we will make sure that never again you have to do that. We will make sure that when you get a small contract, it's a contract that you will benefit from and you don't have to pay for it. We will make sure that your work and the project will be done efficiently, because there will be such transparency and your small business will grow because you will have enough money to invest in it. As I leave the stage here tonight, I want to leave these words with you. I remember the songwriter said that we were born in the land of the mighty Roraima, land of great rivers and far stretching seas. Onward, upward, may we ever go. Onward, upward to victory, the APNU coalition will go. Onward, upward to a better life for your children. Onward, upward to a better life for our senior citizen. Onward, upward to a fair system for contractors. Onward, upward so that our indigenous brothers and sisters, my indigenous brothers and sisters, will see development, and no more will they be left behind when it comes to small businesses, because this is dear to me. We will make sure that Guyana is fair and free from fear. A fair country that is free from fear. That is what we are looking after. We will make sure that everyone benefits. Indo-Guyanese benefit. Afro-Guyanese benefit. Amerindian Guyanese benefit. We all can benefit, because this is your time. This is your time, and your time, and your time. This is all our time. This is our time, Guyana. Whose time is it? Our time under who? The Aubrey Norton administration will continue to lay out its people-centered development policies that is catering for you and no one else. We are not catering for friends, families, and favorites. We are catering for everyone. We are catering for persons from the mines of Bartica to the streets of Georgetown, because this is your time. This is your time, Guyana. APNU. APNU. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Come on back, peaceful.
Oh, easy now.
I'm gonna be free on God. I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.
Let me hear it for the Prime Minister candidate. Who we voting? APNU. For Guyana to grow, PPP must go. When Juretta lists those things, it's just some memories come back to us to remind us about the hardship that you're experiencing. I always say, when the PPP finish with us for this 5 years, we will survive anything, because we are undeadable. So now for the man of the moment. Is who coming? Well, you gotta make nice so you know who coming. Now for the man of the moment. They say leadership exemplifies who you already are. It doesn't change you. And to see who Mr. Norton was for the past few years, especially in opposition, you know that when he takes office, it will be an exceptional man in that position. And therefore, to welcome him to this podium, there is no better person to do that introduction than the person who he imparted both intellectual and emotional support to. His very own youngest daughter, Mr. Mika Norton.
My name is Tamika Norton, and I am my dad's middle child. You know him as Mr. Norton, the opposition leader and future president of Guyana. I know him as Daddy. You know his intellect and some of his plans to improve your daily lives. But I'm here to. My name is Tamika Norton, and I am my dad's middle child. You know him as Mr. Norton, the opposition leader and future president of Guyana. I know him as Daddy. You know his intellect and some of his plans to improve your daily lives. But I'm here to introduce you to the other side of my dad that you haven't seen, but you've probably wondered about. I've heard many questions about the fact that his family's not visible. However, that's a testament to him allowing us to play the role we'd like to play, and that role is supporter. Now for the part you've been waiting on. What is my dad really like? He's a dad who carried me over his shoulder into the house because I'd fallen asleep in the backseat of the car when I was a little girl until I got too big. And then to my dismay, he would wake me up so I could walk on my own. He's a dad who taught me to respect the environment and not to litter. How did he do that, you may ask? Well, one day I had the bright idea to throw an empty KFC box out of the car window. When he heard the people at the bus stop yelling, he said, "Tamika, did you throw that box out of the window?" My dad turned that car around and made me pick up that box from the street, and the people cheered him on. To this day, my siblings and I still talk about that moment, and now I can laugh. Back then, I was a little embarrassed. He's the dad who took me to school every day and talked to the teachers about my performance. I recall that after he returned from Guyana from his master's in England, he made one such visit to my school teacher and learned that I needed to work on my timetables. Every day after school, I had to go into the room and practice a particular table, and he quizzed me before taking me home to my mom until I learned my tables. He's a dad who sometimes took my siblings and me to Critchlow Labor College where he taught, and then took us for ice cream or some other snack afterwards. Now, as I think back, that was a powerful sign of a man taking care of his kids and even bringing them to work. That was an example for other working parents to see, and I just thought it was fun. He's a dad who tried to teach me how to waltz by having me stand on his feet. Too bad I didn't pay attention, because if you'd seen me at my sister's wedding and my dad trying to dance, you would know I needed more lessons. At least my sister learned how to waltz. My dad is the parent I call when I need practical advice. To date, he's given me the best dating advice that I will share with you. When you meet a person, be honest about where that person is in his life and his weaknesses. Be honest with yourself about the weaknesses, because everybody likes the strengths, but can you handle the weaknesses? He's a dad who cooks when he comes to visit me in the US. And yes, people say I'm spoiled, but they probably have not tasted his pot bake, chow mein, or curry. He's a dad who will tell you the truth about your situation, even if it's not what you want to hear. He's the dad who paid attention to his kid's strength. When I was a child, he told my mom I needed to find a job which would pay me to talk. How did he know? Because I would talk his ears off on our daily rides home from school and ask a million questions. I guess he spoke it into existence. So when you see my father, I want you to see the whole man, the politician, the person, father to my siblings and me. I will leave you with this. Around December 2020, I randomly called my dad on a cold winter evening. On this evening, I'd gone back to my house to turn on the space heater because my central heat was broken and the HVAC company was awaiting the necessary part. I said, "Daddy, I can see that people on social media want you to run for PNC leader, but I don't want you to run." At that time, I was thinking as a child who was concerned about the scrutiny he would face and the unique challenges he would have to overcome in the new political landscape. I knew my dad loved Guyana and the PNC. I also knew he would be a great leader, but as his child, I did not want to see him criticized and attacked because people were still reeling from the 2020 elections. I knew he'd have his work cut out for him, and I gave him a list of reasons to try to convince him not to run. And he simply said, "I see it differently." I said, "After all you've been through in politics, why are you doing this?" He said, and I quote, "Poor people." The next thing I knew was that my dad was running to become the leader. And guess what? Now he's been twice elected. He was right and I was wrong. My dad had the ability to see beyond all the dirt, hurt, and drama. He put aside his own disappointment and went to work. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you want in a leader. Someone who has eyes to see what others can't, and the discipline to carry out the vision despite the naysayers. My dad understood that the stakes were too high to sit back. The people needed him. And like Isaiah said in the Bible, my dad said, "Here am I, send me." Guyanese, you have the chance to elect a leader who really cares. A man that works day and night to think of ways to make your life better. As your next Prime Minister, Juretta Fernandez, said, a vote for him is a vote for yourselves and your children. People of Guyana, I reintroduce to you my father, Aubrey Norton, the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Thank you.
All praises to the Lord, me see if I'm sanctified. Now let them stress me. Be a whole of vibe. With bedroom teacher and moon in my bona fide. And the Lord is around us. Blessings around us. They don't care who like me. Make us a go show love. And the Lord is around us. Blessings around us. They don't care who like me. Make us a go show love. Where me I come from? But the journey, good thing God got me. See it and you feel it. Where me I come from? Life has meaning. Get the youth keep on believing. To see it and feel it. Oh, life is so rough sometimes. Heaven never cry. I have to do something with my life. And the lights around us, the blessings surround us. We don't care who like me, we just have one show love. And the lights around us, the blessings surround us. We don't care who like me, we just have one show love.
Ganesh, my Paul, please come. Ganesh. I want you to know this is the team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say a special thank you to the daughter that introduced me. When you would have listened, you'll recognize she thinks she's my boss, right? You know, we start on the right note tonight. I danced in time with the music, so Irfan could learn that you need to dance in time with the music. Friends, we are here this evening to begin an important journey. We are on a journey to take back Guyana. We are on a journey to return to honest government. We are on a journey to ensure we do the right thing for our children's sake. We're on a journey to restore law and order in Guyana.
Every child knows that this is now the most corrupt country in the world. Whenever you say Irfan and Parrot, you say Jagabat and corruption. We have got to ensure we root corruption out of this country. And if we're going to root corruption out, then the PPP must go. I have a simple message for you. I have a simple message for you. I want to say this to all Guyanese. I want to say this to all Guyanese. Have no fear. Every Guyanese will have a share. It's an important message. The People's Progressive Party behaves as if they own every Guyanese, as if they own Guyana. That if this oil money is theirs to steal, we are saying to you that this is our money. It is our patrimony, and every Guyanese must share in it. And we commit to sharing the wealth of this country with you, the people of Guyana. My friends, I went to take a little drink in the back of Durban Backlands. You know, one of those quiet moments. And two young Amerindian teachers walk up to me. She said, Mr. Norton, you don't know me, but I know you. She said, I come from the interior. I live on the East Bank. But I draw like $150,000 as a trained teacher. But by the time I pay transportation and rent, I have no money. And I said to her then, we in the APNU promising you a rent subsidy program in which we will subsidize your rent to help you to live a proper life. And so Guyanese can look forward to a proper system of rent subsidy. I said to her then, we are well aware that many Guyanese cannot afford to build a house. We're not up against the government giving house lots that date back to 2002. But we are up against a situation where our people cannot own a home. And we are saying to you, we will implement a rent-to-own housing scheme so that the average man who doesn't have money to go for a mortgage can get a house. And don't let them say it cannot be done. We did it with South Rheinfeld. We did it with Tuckville. We did it with Guyana. We did it in Bartica. We did it all across this country, and we will do it again. You know, on this ballot, there is a word called justice. Under the People's Progressive Party, the word justice walked out of the country. We got to bed, and when we got up the next day, justice gone. We owe it to young Adriana Young. We owe it to young Adriana Young to vote this government out. And once we vote them out, within 100 days, there will be a proper international investigation into the death of Adriana Young. It must be a demon in a regime that seeks to cover up the murder of an 11-year-old child. You know, today is my birthday. You heard that. But I want to tell you something about my birthday. I was a boy, 7 years of age, on the 6th day of July,
1964. And my birthday party was being held. And the police emerged to stop my birthday. And it stopped because the Son Chapman lunch was blown up by agents of the People's Progressive Party. You ask why I say that now. I'm not saying it to raise hostilities. I'm saying it because it marked the beginning of the evil of PPP governments. Soon after that, in 1964, the PNC won the election and came to power. In 1992, the PPP won, and they came to power in October 1992. And by Good Friday of 1993, Monica Reese was thrown out of the back of a vehicle. Until daylight today, they covered that case. I want you to see the pattern. There is a pattern of evil. There is a darkness that covers Guyana when the PPP is in power. We need to clear this darkness away. We need to bring light to this country. We're saying to you, the way to bring light to this country is to let the PPP go. They are a blight on our country. It is like they weren't satisfied. We said after 1992, soon after is Monica Reese. The Guyanese people gave them a chance, and they came back in August 2020, and before the year was out, the Henry boys were murdered. And the PPP did the same thing, cover it up. But they did a little worse. They charged people who they knew were not the criminals, and they protect the criminals. Same thing they are doing with Adriana Young. We are saying to you, we are going to restore justice to this country. When a man or woman commits a crime, they must be made to do the time. We have to end this thing in which if you are close to the PPP, the CCTV cameras don't work. But if you are an opponent and they call you a script, a statement I hate, but I will mention it because they will go to those cameras, pick up our young men and lock them up. But they refuse to lock up the criminals who commit the crime. And Clifton Hicken is a usual part of this plot. I've long said, he is neither certified nor qualified to be commissioner. And I sense he knows on Victory Day, he's gone. But before he even goes, we have to watch him because he does a lot of nastiness for this government. And so we are on the course of ensuring a just society, a society in which people believe that the Guyana police force will serve them. A Guyana in which once you commit a crime, you will be dealt with and dealt with condignly. My friends, it is not only the justice system and the police are problems in Guyana. If you look at infrastructure, we had the indignity of a Secretary of State describing one of our roads as Concussion Road. And Edgel's still smiling to the camera. The man doesn't know when he's an idiot. He doesn't know when people are embarrassing him. He continues to smile and he goes on as if he knows what he is doing. He doesn't. You know,
I believe that he was given that name deliberately. Somebody is going to edge him over the hill. My friends, in this election campaign, we will offer you a competent team. When you see the full list, it will have engineers, economists, lawyers, policymakers. And I'm saying to you, they are young and competent. But you know, I just listen to the bald-head rat. And the bald-head rat tries to tell the world that we don't know anything about governing a country. But let me say this to the bald-head rat. You build Skeldon and it never produced an ounce of sugar. How competent are you? In fact, his skills, you ever heard the word kleptocratic? He has kleptocratic skills. He has a hand that cannot see our resources and leave them. Post-jumpy hand. And we're saying to you that we have far more competent people than them, including the president. I had the indignity of going to the US reception, and whoever wrote the president's speech put the tenets of democracy. He said the tenets of democracy. The man is a national embarrassment. You know, as our people were coming up here, I thought they should have said, this one graduated at the University of Guyana, this one at the University of West Indies, this one in England, this one in the US, and let me ask you where he graduated. We must not be fooled. We must not be fooled. They are incompetent. They are very, very incompetent. You know, they like to criticize the APNU, and when we were together in the coalition, the APNU, AFC. But I want to say this to you. We would have made mistakes as a government, like all governments do. They have made mistakes, we acknowledge that. But we are not like the People's Progressive Party. We are not into evil wickedness. When you could send an excavator to break down people's houses, claiming that the road was in the part, their houses were in the part of the road. And after the highway is finished, it is evident that their houses were not in the park. I want to say to the people in this country who have suffered at the hands of the PPP bulldozers and excavators, be reassured that we will have a system of restitution, and all those people who lost property will get it back. Justice must prevail in this country. This country cannot continue to be a country in which only the friends, the families, and the favorites benefit. All Guyanese must benefit. And that is why we say to you, have no fear. You will have a shield. We will manage oil resources in a way that the people of Guyana benefit. There will be direct, predictable transfers to you, the people of this country. And let me remind you how choky Jack Deo and Irfan Ali they are. They're the only pack of car with 4 jokers. They're so jokey. They're so jokey. They said, when we first mentioned cash transfer, oh, the economy can't afford it. If we do that, there can be inflation. No. No. But then they come around suddenly and give in cash transfers. 100,000. And everybody's smiling. But tell them, we ain't chop it. we got good sense. We will take the money and vote them out of office. I am not telling you not to take the money. This money is yours. What we are promising you is that we will distribute it differently. We will distribute it in a way that the majority of the people in this country access resources. We want to see a prosperous Guyana. Why is it that we are the fastest growing economy? Why is it that we're rich but our people are poor? That is because of the People's Progressive Party. Time up. Time up for the PPP. I want to say this to you. They will seek to instill fear because they're governed by fear. But let me say this to you. When you are confronting a regime like the People's Progressive Party, you have to take them on and not be afraid. You know, even tonight, you know that he's saying the APNU dead. Y'all remember that? I want Irfan to go there and look. And I dare show you from the office we there for the couple days we left, you can't see the end of this crowd. Those who believe that we were dead were mistaken. We are a strong political party. We are a strong political force. And we beat them before and we will beat them again. You know, they came to government promising 50,000 jobs. They didn't deliver, but they got a good PR machinery. It's the only people I know would tell a lie and repeat the lie so much that they themselves start believing. But the average Guyanese doesn't. The average Guyanese is well aware that they are not a government for the people. If you look at the buildings going up around the country, you see the imprint of PPP corruption. I challenge both Jack Dale and Irfan Ali. One come from Mahika on a bicycle, and the other one from Lenora walking. And in under 10 years, they have mansions. I invite them to put their income beside their wealth. And if their income, I mean legal one, if their legal income could have come for the property, I will tell them, well done. But it cannot. It cannot. We are dealing with a corrupt regime. And we have to ensure that regime goes its way. We are saying to you, the Guyanese people, we will create jobs. And we will create jobs in agriculture. You know, this government knows full well that there is a high cost of living. And they take no action to deal with it. If 3 or 4 regions are producing all the food for Guyanese, obviously there will be shortage. And where there is shortage, the price will go up. We are saying to you that with our agricultural program, we will ensure that every region has a sustainable agricultural program and producing the food they need. Because if every region is producing its food, then the cost of the food will go down. But if you continue to operate in a way in which just a few are producing all the food, then the cost of living will continue to rise. Even the rice industry, they can't run. I never heard Irfan on rice until I went to Essequibo. And when I met the rice farmers, I sat with them. I said, you got 3 problems. 1, production. You need to get better quality seeds, etc., to increase your production. I then said to them, but to produce by itself is not the solution. You need storage, so we'll build silos. And then you have to distribute it. We'll look for market. In 2 weeks after, if I can build silos, I doubt whether you know what's a silo. You know, they have no original views of their own. I could tell you without fear of successful contradiction that if we say bam bam tomorrow, they can say bam bam, but it's saying the same thing. And so we must not be carried away by their rhetoric. They have proven to be incompetent. They promised us years ago that there's going to be a fiber optic cable, millions of dollars, billions. Their incompetence ended up wasting billions of Guyana dollars, putting a fiber optic cable in the ground that never worked. Is that competence? Gross incompetence. Jack Doe is a failed leader. He might have mastered the art of lying, but he hasn't mastered anything in managing. We should call him lyric and let go away. They said they were going to give us a packaging plant. They built it and it packed nothing. The only thing we must learn from that is to pack them up. Come the 1st of September, you will vote for the palm. You will put your X next to the palm so that we get rid of these bloodsuckers. We are voting for our children. Our children need a better life. Our children need to live in a secure country where when they leave home, their parents do not have to worry about them. But that's not the case now. They could end up in a hotel and disappear thanks to the PPP. We're saying to you, we will put in place a network of early childhood education centers so that our children could be safe while their parents are at work. You know, this government doesn't even pay attention to the data. If you look at the persons who have to do dialysis, you will recognize that it is costly and a burden. I speak to dialysis patients and they say to me to pay to get dialysis is a burden. When you talk to some of them, they come over as if they are waiting to die because the government is doing nothing. I want to say this to you. We are going to set up national dialysis centers so that those people who can't afford it can access it. That is what we mean by putting people first. We want our people to access services, not build a hospital that costs 10 billion and you gone with 5 billion. The only place I know that is build a hospital, in the doctor, in the nurse is Guyana. The People's Progressive Party building a hospital, but they have no doctors for it. They have no nurses for it. I want to say this to you. Healthcare is critical and important to our people. And we will deliver improved quality healthcare. We are well aware that we have to pay our doctors, nurses, teachers, and policemen more. And I said to you, on this day one of coming to power, by the stroke of a pen, there will be a 35% increase to the public service. Public servants must get a livable income. They must be able to live a comfortable life. And that's all we set out to do, to take the resources of this country and ensure that our workers get a better life. That is what we are committing to. We are committing to treating you better. I mean, it's not hard to treat you better than this government. But I'm saying to you, under our people-centered development strategy, you, the people, will be the main focus. This is not a time for nonsense. This is a time when we have to ensure that the resources of this country meet the people of Guyana. That is what we set out to do. You know, it hurts me every time I drive Regent Street in the evening. Why is it in oil-rich Guyana, you have to have people sleeping on the pavement from Albert Street way up to Camp Street? Are you saying to me that in oil-rich Guyana, we cannot build facilities to help the homeless? If you were saying that to me, you have no conscience. Can you say you have conscience? We are saying to you, we are deeply concerned about the people who live on the streets, and part of our social policy program will be to take care of those people. Many of them, in a proper environment, could be trained and become useful Guyanese. You know, this government misses the point that development is not solely about bricks, steel, sand, and cement. Jagdo himself once said people can't eat road, but he can't now. He can't. We're saying to you, the most important resource in this country is the human resource. We're saying we will pay that resource well.